check, 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 check. There we go. Yeah, there you go, Pierre. It's working now. My bad, man. What's up, Nathan? It's going well, man. Sitting here trying to make some money before I head to class at 11. So see what Price wants to do. I was talking to somebody in my DMs on TikTok, um, asking me what I thought Price was going to do today. I don't really know. I mean, no one really ever knows. But if I had to guess, with the news that we have coming out this week, you're going to see a lot of jockeying for position to get situated in preparation for Wednesday's news and Thursday and Friday's news. So it'll be interesting to say the least. I think you should be really careful, keep your risk low. I'm only going to be trading a couple micros per trade, just to make sure I'm protecting my capital and not, risk blowing my wad first thing in the week. So, where did you learn to use Bookmap? So YouTube is one of the best places, but to be honest with you, I haven't completely learned it yet. I mean, I know what I'm looking at. If you're on my YouTube page, you can see what I'm looking at. I mean, I paid for the package where you get the liquidity markers and stuff like that, so I can see where the huge orders are stacked up. I can see where, obviously it's color coded, so I can see where, even the smaller orders where there's kind of a trail of where those are stacked up. So it's interesting. How did September go? September started great. Midway through, for some reason, my head went full you-know-what mode for some reason. And I ended up blowing several funded accounts. I actually blew all my funded accounts. Every single one of them. 20 Apex accounts and 5 TPT accounts after I took a payout. Did not take a full payout on each of those accounts before I blew them. Made decent money on that. But I only took one payout the whole month. So it was a little bit rough in that sense. Long time no see. What's up, Simon? What is this PA? Yeah, I said, man, I think it's going to be a really strange day. I'm going to have to see something super special to jump in on this. So order flow users weren't exaggerating when they say, I would say in conjunction with you reading the candlesticks, it's hard to beat, man. I mean, you get a 3D view of, not 3D, it's 2D, but you get a view of where all the orders are stacked up, more so than just looking at the DOM, and it's pretty amazing. So it's just more confluence. I wouldn't say to solely rely on Bookmap. I think that'd be dangerous. But if you use it in conjunction with ICT principles, I think it's pretty solid. Yeah, it was actually a good month. I was so optimistic about it going into it, and I was doing well. And then literally, man, I had one day where I was just like, I'm like broke all my rules. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was doing. Uh, just probably was not I was so stressed with school. Probably just was not a good headspace to be trading, and I should have known better. But you live and you learn. Keep moving. Yeah, big SMT there. Pretty solid decoupling. Sorry. I think NQ is about to dump right here. We'll see though. I did get baptized. That was probably the highlight of not just my month, probably my life. It's pretty amazing. Got invited to this church by some friends of mine and had been looking for a church. And man, I'm expecting NQ to dump right here. And it was just powerful, man. I just felt called. It was amazing. I'd never been baptized before. Been preaching Jesus most of my life, and for some reason I'd never gotten baptized. So that was amazing. What's up, Dean? Amen. That's right, Sammy. Appreciate that, Jay. Appreciate that, man. Good to be back. We are pretty severely decoupled right here. I think NQ is about to dump, bouncing off this SMA here. We'll see, though. Very wicky. These are 5-minute wicks here. The book map is kind of unclear. I miss being here, man. I miss being here, Dean. I'm glad to be back. Pre-market high taken out first, potentially. We got London high was swept right here on NQ. I think ES left it. Yeah, ES left it. So I'm not really sure what it wants to do. What I thought it was going to do is, and it did over here, took London low on ES. NQ has not. It's kind of just sitting right in the middle of the range at the moment. I really think NQ is gonna dump here unless ES is just gonna try to catch up to it now that it's swept London, but we'll see. Now NQ is just pumping. The order book's thin above 24,931. It's pretty thin above that. So New York PM high. Above that, there's not a whole lot. So we'll see what happens here. I have not. Sierra charts. I have not looked into that. I appreciate that, Dean. Absolutely, dude. It is amazing to see what he can do. It's amazing. It is definitely amazing. I'm going to check it out, Nathan. Is it similar pricing as Bookmap? Bookmap is not cheap. Like NQ to test 910. Well, you got it right there. Bookmap's about $100 a month all in with the different different packages you have to buy. The main subscription and then the data. I was agnostic before I got this wave. That's the Holy Spirit, Dean. It's powerful. Amen. Tristan. There he is. Taking a break from his poolside lounging. Man, I'm jealous. The weather here has been not very nice. It's super rainy. Good to see you too, John. Good to see you too, man. What am I thinking here? I don't really know. And we're sweeping New York PM high right here. NQ just swept London low and reversed. I don't know. I'm kind of keeping hands off here. I'd like to see if we keep pushing higher here, if we're immediately going to take a reversal out of this sweep. $500 a year, that's not bad. I took the 1 minute to open, broke even. You had a good month so far, Tristan? It's tough, man. Worst month since you started. Well, hopefully that means there was a lot of learning. I like to look at it that way. I don't know if that's a coping mechanism or not. Sometimes it is, but if you learned a lot, then I'd say it's worth it. It's just an expensive education. We're just pushing harder here, up to 950 on the book map. We might get a hard push here up to this New York PM high or lunch high from last week. But above that, orders are super thin, man. You got 152 orders stacked up right at 950 right there. I did great at the start of September, man. I was enjoying myself. I got a little carried away and broke a bunch of my rules midway through the month and really took a bad hit. Blew 20 Apex accounts and 5 TPT accounts. That was rough. Just a reminder that still new to this, still a lot to learn, especially psychologically, man. Keeping control of your emotions is huge. Knowing when not to trade, when you know you're not in a good headspace, get off the charts. Blew your TPT last week too, man. I've been liking TPT. I'll tell you what. I know some people have been having really good success with TPT lately too, taking their first payouts and stuff, and taking substantial payouts. 9 for 19 on trades this month. I feel like that's more trades than you took last month. Is it not? Am I tripping on that? I feel like you took way fewer trades last month. Need 20 pips. I think you're going to get it here. I think we're going to push a little higher, at least to 950. I think that's what the book map's looking like. There it comes. Waiting for the reversal. Adam, I don't know, man. We got so much news this week, some pretty significant news that I think my analysis last night when I was talking to somebody is that I think we're going to see a lot of jockeying today for good positioning in order to prepare for the news coming on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we could just, I mean, overnight we just were pushing higher and higher. So we'll see what happens. I think we are going to continue. I mean, order flow right now is completely bullish. So we'll see. Yeah, did you see it a few minutes ago, Tristan? It was completely decoupled, man. They went down and swept London low there while NQ was pushing higher. It's completely decoupled. Have I used My Funded Futures? I have, yeah. They're a great firm. They're a great firm. I'm kind of looking for a pullback here. I might be looking for the wrong thing, but what my thinking was we were going to sweep just based on the fact that there's no orders really stacked higher above the 959 is like the last level of orders here. So what I'd kind of like to see is us sweep this lunch high and then maybe look for a reversal. But again, we're keeping hands off until we see something super juicy. What do you mean? What do I trade on? Are you asking like what firm do I trade with, or like what platform? Yeah, we're getting a strong push back here. As soon as we hit that 52 level, I execute my trades on Trade the firm that I'm using, I use right now. We're trading TPT, but I execute my trade. I'll chart on here, and I have my TPT account linked right here to my trading view, so you'll see when I'm in a trade. But in terms of actual executions, I have a split screen. I have a 49-inch monitor here, so half of it is my trading view, half of it's Trade, and I'll execute on Trade, and you'll see it here on Trading View. So you'll see anytime I'm in a trade. We could just keep getting continuations, but if we sweep this lunch high right here, I'm going to keep a close eye for a reversal because there's a lot of orders down lower. Look at that wick, dude. Got a 30.5-minute candle. There he is. What's up, Jay? All right, let's see what we do here. This would be a potential breaker here if we get a pullback through it. I'm going to go ahead and mark it for all the nitpickers out there. This is obviously not a breaker yet, but I'm getting prepared for it. We invert this 30-second inside of it. We'll see what price wants to do. Any non-gimmicky people? I think PJ Trades is a good one. I'd recommend him highly. I trade basically the same style that he does. I learned a lot from him. That's really the only person I recommend to people, because I feel like if you start trading with him and you listen to what he says and you follow his example of discipline, you will find some success, without a doubt. Let's see what happens here. Make sure we don't just bounce off of this again and push higher. We didn't get a candle close above that level, and there's still some orders stacked up there. So let's see what this does. We'll see how this reacts. I'm going to switch over to MNQ so you can see I'm actually executing on here. We need to push through down to here and then maybe a retap, and then we'll get interested. This level's holding strong right here, so I'm just going to be patient. Or a bunch of orders just flashed into the book map higher here. So it's going to be pulling price up, most likely. We'll see. That boy, Sammy. Smart. Yeah, you use a book map too, Jay? It's definitely useful, man. I have mine showing. I can't get it on. It's too much to show on the TikTok with how small the frame is, but on I have it on my YouTube if anybody's interested in checking that out. Oh, they are on PJ. Yeah, it's not a whole lot higher though. It's mostly up to the 960 level up here. So if we get a candle closure above this, I think that we could potentially start to look for a reversal. But I'm not doing anything until we get a clear indication that price wants to dip. Appreciate that, Sammy. Appreciate that, man. It was huge. It was awesome. It was a great experience. Long overdue. YouTube is Christian Trades Live. Doing great, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, I took a break. Had to lock in on my schoolwork. But I'm doing great, man. Cannot complain at all. Better than I deserve. Yeah, I could just be a retrace for a continuation long here. This is ugly. That's ugly. Ishmael, what up? What's up, DT? Is PJ's not streaming, is he? Jay? Thought he was out of town. Yeah, I did. I got the Global Plus. Um, I don't know. A little push there on the a sweep with the book map. Um, I think this price action is so ugly, man. It's gonna be tough to jump into anything here. I was looking for a clear indicator that it wanted to reverse there, and we're not getting that. That's just chop suey there. Biggest thing we want to do today is make sure we're protecting our capital and not getting ahead of ourselves because there's so much news this week that I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities, and we don't want to go into the week, already down. So it's not good for your mental. It's not good for your actual account. Just want to make sure you're cautious. The others are running it. Okay, I got you. Been a while. How you been? I've been great, man. I've been great. I can't complain. Just locked in on schoolwork, trying to make sure that I do well. That's my priority. Here's a little push. It's not, man. This is ugly. Yeah, we're definitely not in one now. Trying to pass an eval this week. I have faith in you, Noah. Just make sure you're careful. Don't take unnecessary risks. Bro's alive. Alive and thriving, bro. Alive and thriving. Yeah, so weird. Yeah, we're ES swept these London lows over here, and then NQ's up here. I don't know what's going on. Strange. Now we're just shopping inside this wannabe breaker. Definitely not ideal. Which one are you talking about, Trey? Which indicator? I'm running this SMA indicator right here is that yellow line that or orange line that you see. And then the fair value gap indicator is this FEG, Nephew Sam. What are you talking? What's glowing? The chart? Does it look different? Yeah, man, not a problem. You talking about the chart, Nathan? I know you missed me. I did. I missed all of you. This is NASDAQ futures. Nah, just you. You a little more so than others, I guess. I'll give you that. Problem with trying to take this short right here is you're just front running these pretty substantial gaps here. It's a 15-minute right there. That a boy. That's the way to do it, man. Get it done. I don't know why that looks so. I don't know why it would look brighter than usual. I don't know if I reset the settings or I did something different. I had to reset up my stuff before I went live today just because it'd been so long since I'd done it. For some reason, my computer didn't save my settings. So that could be part of it. I'm not comfortable taking a short here, man. I don't know. These wicks are front running these gaps. We could easily push out of this 5-minute or this 15-minute and just shoot way higher here. So let's see if this retests this gap and then rejects. That's what I was saying about this 5-minute down here, man. It just pushed it, hit into that, and then immediately it's pushing higher. So we'll see if we get a rejection here. Might be interesting. Yeah, I don't blame you, Tristan. This is not ideal, man. I think we're going to keep pushing higher here. I think it's going to completely disrespect this breaker and just keep going higher, but we'll see. This would be typically an ideal short here. You got the breaker. You wanted that breaker to be cleaner, though. You want the price to come up, close above, come down hard, and not chop like it did here. So I don't, yeah, see, this is just going to disrespect the breaker and go higher because we didn't get a candle closure above that big liquidity level. That's why I didn't take this short here. It's just not ideal. Very goofy. Jesus Christ is King. Amen. Absolutely not, Jay. I was still trading the whole time, man. I just couldn't be live. I was really spending only about 15 or 20 minutes on the chart a day, and it was working for a while. Broke some of my rules midway through the month. If I hadn't done that, it would have ended up being an absolutely amazing month, but it was still not terrible. Just didn't have time to stream, man, to dedicate to it. I'm not gonna do it halfway. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So how many trades do I take a day? Realistically, I'd like to only take one. You take one solid trade and be done for the day. I mean, it would be a situation like this. This would be my ideal trade. And don't misinterpret this. I'm not taking this trade. I'm not in this trade. But this would be the ideal trade. If we had come up here and rejected out of that, and we're targeting London low here, I mean, that'd be a huge move. It's a 117-point move. But that would have been, you only need to take like one of those a day, man. If you're taking 3-4 micros on that trade, and you're taking 117 points, you don't need to take another one. Even if you're just trading to this low right here, even if you're just trading to the low of this, that swing low right there is still 95 points. And even if you didn't get a good entry, a good fill there, you're on the edge of that breaker, you're still looking at 86 points. So if you only take one of those a day, that's fine. Now, I have been implementing, I'll be completely transparent, I've been using this book map to take some pretty wild trades, a different kind of strategy recently where I use this SMA tool here. It's getting ready to pop up. And what I've been doing is aligning that with the book map, and I'll trade minis. And so, like, for instance, I'd have a long setup right here where I'd put like 3 or 4 minis. And as soon as it hits to open the trade, it'll pull back immediately. And within a split second, I close the trade and I'm up like 150, 200 bucks. And I'll do that 3 or 4 times. But that's not the kind of trading that I want to sit here and show on the stream or that I want to teach, because I feel like to some people that's very risky. And I think if you don't have the proper mindset, you can really get carried away with that and screw up bad. But to me, it's worked well. I don't even know what the heck you would call that kind of trading, but it's literally like I'd have a 3 or 4 stacked right here waiting for this based on the book map. It's not just this SMA, but based on the book map. And then it would open my trade, and then you will see it immediately reject off of that. Like, I'm talking like as soon as it opens it, it rejects it, and you're up within a fraction of a second. You're up a couple $100. And I've been having some really good success with that. Yeah, it is definitely a version of scalping, yeah. Yeah, man, 80% off on Apex. That's not, I don't think that's like it's not a crazy deal, but if you use my code, you get 80% off. Which indicator are you talking about, Santi? You talking about the fair value gaps? That's Uncle Sam, or excuse me, Nephew Sam. Fair value gap slash invert fair value gap, Nephew Sam. I was trying to get a video to post on the story. We're back, man. I'm pumped. See, this would have been an example of what I was talking about. You see how we immediately, as soon as it hit this SMA right here, it rejected off of it. And it might go lower now, but I wouldn't have been holding. What I would have done is as soon as that trade opened and it pulled back, just that pullback right there would have been, you know, you're up a couple $100 and you close it immediately. I'm talking within a fraction of a second. So that's the strategy I've been kind of using recently, you know, just messing around with in conjunction with the book map. Don't you show me. I'm up 3K on 3 of my 50K funded. It's first time ever getting this high. That's awesome, man. Pierre, usually I use it on like the 30-second or the 1 minute. This is the 1 minute right here. So that's what I would have used it on. Now, again, when you first start trying this, if you do try that strategy out, you will probably get burned. So keep it. I wouldn't go immediately with 3 or 4 minis. I would do it maybe with 5 micros and try it out with that just to get a feel for it if you're going to do it. I don't highly recommend this. Again, that's not the strategy I like to teach. I do like ICT. I trade that. But if you're going to try it out, I have found some success with it, especially for just passing evals quickly. A little breaker action there, potentially, if it comes back through it. Might get a little setup here on. This is the 5 minute that we're looking at. Again, though, we're going to need to see some clear conviction. Yeah, that's what I'm. You just get a quick bounce off that SMA. Obviously, right here we're going below it here, but this would have been a bounce right there. You can also switch time frames and kind of see where the SMA lines up better, where that strategy would work better. It's not. I probably shouldn't even be talking about it because it's not like probably the smartest way to do things, but to quickly pass some evals, that's what I kind of was messing around with. C-Bum. This is NQ, yeah, Santi. NQ bum. Man, he is looking massive, dude. I mean, not that he's never not looking massive, but he posted a video the other day. Was he doing like seated curls or something? He's just unreal. I think we're getting a little set up here on the 5. We need to push through here. We'll see what happens. Bullshit SMB. What's up, Swiss? How's it going, man? All right, so we got a breaker here. If it closes, it's just going to bounce off that SMA maybe. We'll see what happens here, though. I'm tempted to take a small short here when we get if we get a retouch back in there. See what this does here. See if we get a little move here. And we'll put our stop above that. We're going to try to target down here. We'll see. Not a whole lot of faith in this. 2 micros, man. We're not going crazy here. Are you C-bum of trading? No. I wish. Be making a lot more money than I am. Yeah, it doesn't want to give us a follow through on it. We're just still long here. Yeah, nothing's showing short here. Realistically, I should close this trade, but we'll just let it run. I'm already in it. Yeah, I think you're right, Milton. I think you're definitely right. This is going to shoot higher here. Long till 24,800. Yeah. Wait, 24,800? 8,000? 24,800? Where are you looking, Nick? We're above that already. $24,800. We're trading at 24,966 right now. $20 Simon. Yeah, this is definitely going longer. It was just it was a stab. It's an optimistic stab. Two micros. What's up, Romer? Autism. I mean, it wasn't. It was worth a stab, man. We had the breaker. We had the sweep of the highs previously, so it's all good. We'll see what happens. I'm almost 100% sure this is going higher, though. Breaker on the 5. That's funny. It's all good, Black Eye. Yeah, this shit's ugly. Excuse my language. Closing that. We'll take the L at 85. There was the breaker was right there. It honestly didn't fully form because you didn't get a closure push through it, but got a little bit of it there if you're looking at it on a different time frame. Not the ideal setup. Just trying to take a poke. Take a little poke. You want to get a minimum of 5,000 profit today? That's ambitious, man. Is that like combined? Probably done for the day, up 550. Yeah, take that, man. Take it and run. Look, as soon as I close that position, we're going to get a dump here. Oh, yeah, Sammy, you're right. Yeah, dude, we got good news all week. Good news to trade off of. If I don't get 5,000 today, you want to see me do 150 push-ups oiled up. Okay. I can tell you that ain't happening. You'll pay for the baby. You're wild, bro. How do we read news? You just watch how the market reacts to it. You shouldn't try to predict it. It's on. Oh, how do you see it? It's on Forex Factory, forexfactory.com. What's up, Jordan? It just depends, man. I mean, I've had days where Mondays were fine. We had what do we have? We did have some orange folder news at 10, didn't we? Yeah, we had home sales at 10, and it was very good, very good news. Um, no, red bad, orange okay, green great. No, red the folder color is how impactful it is to the market. It doesn't mean like it's good or bad. Like what you're looking at on Forex Factory is not the color of the folder itself is it's that's the level of impact that it has. Um, so and just because news comes out that might be perceived as good, like you had these pending home sales that came out good, not all good news necessarily means that the market is going to go up. So you can you really you can't you got to you can't you can't always go off of just the news. You just need to go off of price action. You need to see what price wants to do and the way the markets want to behave. You just need to be aware that there is news coming out so that you're not in a trade and getting cooked as soon as something's released. Does that make sense? Yeah, I've been crushing the workouts, bro. I've been crushing the workouts. I haven't been eating quite as much as I would like to, but I've been staying pretty on point with my workouts. Full porting 3050K accounts. Should I go to FSU or UF? Depends on what you want to study. I'm trying to catch up to you, Nathan. As long as I'm getting close, and I don't feel like I am yet, I'm gonna keep hitting it hard. What's up, Yuri? How we doing? Yeah, I do. I copy trade. So that trade was copy traded across 4 accounts. Ended up making 3,400. That's awesome, man. Yeah, this is not ideal price action to be trading ICT. That's true. It's very true. It doesn't mean anything until you get that payout. But it's on the right track. What am I looking for? Nothing at the moment, man. We took a stab at just being a little optimistic, being a little ahead of ourselves. Uh, just took a L with 2 micros, so not a big deal, but um, I'm not trading any of this. In fact, I got to roll in just a minute because I got class at 11. Unfortunately, got to stay balanced. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the follow too. Appreciate all you guys following and sending gifts. It's awesome. Yeah, Simon, I wouldn't mess around with this. Yeah, this is NQ. New York time. Yep. I'm out of PTO. I've used it all. I got to keep streaming. This is the 3 minute. I bounce around, man. I don't stick to one time frame. I just like to look at different things. I'll be back tomorrow though. I'm gonna hop off for now because I got class in 20 minutes. It's raining, so I think I'm gonna have to walk. Uh, Usually ride a little scooter. Not good in the rain though. But I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll keep the train rolling. We got plenty of news to trade off of this week, so this is just tiny little BS trade that I took won't really affect us in the long run. We'll be a little more disciplined going into the week and put a little more risk on. So you guys be good. Take it easy. Great to be back. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow if you come by. So we'll see you later.